G'day guys, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3, and in the previous episode we, I guess, sort of smelt a little bit funny, but regardless, we still managed to get into the circus of the last days, and yeah, it's been an interesting place so far. Many interesting characters. I really like this Lucretius here. Hopefully we can interact with her a little bit more. But most importantly, there is Dribbles the Clown, which, you know, you all saw what happened in the previous episode, so turns out he's a follower of the Absolute. Before we get into combat, I do want to just prepare a little bit, and one of the first things that we want to do is just lock this cage door and make sure that Shadow Whiskers can't escape. Wholesome probably might disapprove of this action, though.
No!
Oh, okay. Alright, actually, Wholesome does approve. Interesting. One of the things I was thinking is that he might disapprove initially, but then us being able to ensure their safety at the end of this fight, he might then give us his approval. But anyway, let's start our interaction with Dribbles, and I might skip through a lot of those interactions because we're basically going to be doing the same thing to begin with.
Buddy, why? Because with him... Did you hear about the Scarecrow who he got... Oh, you're all such good friends. Oh, who?
The hair on the back of...
You, my special assistant.
Okay,
Come
Blade
on
of Frontiers, you're up.
I'm... Oh, right there. Oh.
Well, if you insist.
Okay, here we go.
Now, you're very special. As special as can be. Does anyone know why?
Why?
You're special, my friend, because I have a message just for you. Praise the Absolute.
Okay, so Will's down. He's taken a little bit of damage, 10 HP, that's not too bad. So Fyodor, who we tried to interact with before, has also joined the fight, so presumably he will be an ally. He's coming up as yellow though, so I suppose if we accidentally attacked him, perhaps maybe he would turn hostile. But we just don't want to do the same thing that we did before, which is to cast Conjure Barrage, unless, you know, people get really, really close to us. Perhaps maybe that would be useful. I'm just playing around with it a little bit more. Yeah, okay, so there is a cone there, which I didn't exactly see in the previous episode, so I need to keep an eye out for that next time. Spike growth, probably not the best in this situation. Yeah, okay, so both of them are out of the game, which is good. I think all I'm going to do is some really basic skills here, like Hunter's Mark, and we'll just take a few attacks. Will is the one who has haste, so unfortunately we can't really get haste in this round. Do I maybe start with a potion of speed? Might not be too bad, although we only have like 4 enemies to deal with. I don't think it's going to be too difficult. I just hope that they don't start attacking any of the civilians here. Let's see. Yeah, let's do Hunter's Mark. And maybe we just focus on Ryland first. couple of attacks. Should be able to do that. I'll take that. Big damage. Might get a cull here. No, not quite. Not enough for a cull, unfortunately, but that's okay. Let's move blue back this way. And yeah, Ryland's going to take his turn, and then Bitey Buddy. Hopefully they just stick onto Will. Oh yeah, okay, they are attacking the civilians, which is a problem. Lae'zel, we want you getting in close and dealing as much damage as possible. I want to try and take Karen out here. I think that's probably going to be a good option for us. Click heals might be good here as well. Yeah, let's do it. So, click heals. And let's get a couple of attacks in over here. Oof. I'll use a die, actually. And we can do a goading attack. So she's not really going to attack anyone else. Do I use Action Surge? It might not be a bad idea to use Action Surge. I'll take it. Just finish her off. Or not. 26. Might do a disarming attack. And she's dead. Oh, it's not even a person. It's a doppelganger. Alright.
Taking position.
Yeah, going to get her to move all the way up there.
Here comes the punchline.
Okay, good. She can tank. I am interested in maybe doing another goading attack on Dribbles, just so that we ensure that they're not attacking any of the other civilians or anything like that. Yeah, AoE, probably a bad idea here. I might do Shillelagh.
No holding back.
We do have Eldritch Blast available now. Flame Strike. I don't know, that seems a little overkill for our current situation. Might be able to take Ryland out immediately. Yeah, let's do that. So I'll put a couple on Ryland. Or do we deal with Bitey Buddy? Yeah, we can try this.
Sylvanus, guide my blows.
Okay, I think what I want to do is I'll get Shillelagh in, and then I will move up this way and then try and engage Ryland. Nice. And yeah, we're sort of limiting Dribbles' movements. I suppose maybe with this being a doppelganger, perhaps maybe Dribbles himself is also a doppelganger of some kind. Anyway, Will, let's do... Booming Blade, I think. Alright, and... Weapon attacks deal additional damage equal to affected entity's spellcasting ability modifier. Great, so we should be able to deal additional damage. Let's do this. Sorry about the cut, guys. Just had to deal with something urgent, but we're back again. Let me just remember where we were. Okay, yes, we've just taken our second attack here. Things looking good. We may as well do, you know, like a pummel or maybe brand the weak. I could even heal Will, but that's probably unnecessary. We'll do a short rest immediately after. For 3 turns this will be vulnerable to bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing. I think I'll take that actually, and we'll just do the slashing, because Will likely be the one to finish him off. Unless I can get Lae'zel to jump in here, but, you know, she's got a great sword as well, so it'll still be quite useful. And I think that's it. So let's end our turn. And I think Halsin doesn't really need to do anything else here as well. Quoth, well, Quoth doesn't really need to do anything, but let's just maybe back Quoth away. Oh, and we do have Ursa. Honeyed Paws, of course. Oh, no. No. Let's keep him in the mix here, just so that he'll have a hard time moving around. Maybe we can even reposition to there to semi-block this guy off. Okay, so blue. Let's recast Hunter's Mark. Take a couple of our shots here. Might even do a hamstring shot, just in case he does decide to make a break for it. Very good. And I think we're in a decent position, to be honest. I could probably pull back slightly. Oh! Cheeky little bugger. Okay, I was not expecting him to be able to shift somewhere. Lae'zel. Let's do... We may as well do a goading strike to make sure that he focuses his attacks on us. Very good. And yeah, let's take extra attacks here. Lacerate. Pommel strike. Okay, just a little bit more. We should be done. Will. Why can't I switch to will?
Forever dauntless.
Victory
Strange.
awaits.
I mean, we are going to end our turn here anyway, so... I think we just simply jump down here and take our 2 attacks. 5 to 14 damage. Yeah, taking our 2 attacks is probably better. Wow, that was a lot of damage.
Shapeshifter. Not to state the obvious, but this circus is no place for children.
Okay, well, that was a bit of a problem, wasn't it? So, what's happening with the circus now? People just decided to leave because of the commotion. Maybe I need to re-interact with everyone, because, I mean, I barely got a word out of various of the performers. So my assumption is that now we can have proper conversations with everyone, so that's good. Let's do a short rest immediately though, because I'd like everyone back at full strength and all additional abilities available. I don't know where to start though. Maybe we can start with the looting?
I've got a long road ahead.
Seems like a good idea. Clown Hammer. Grim Irony. Whenever this weapon lands a critical hit, both target and attacker have to succeed a wisdom saving throw or be affected by fits of laughter. Oh. Affected entity can't move or take actions, bonus actions, or reactions and has disadvantage on strength and dexterity saving throws. Attacks made within 3 meters of it have advantage. Okay. Yeah, probably this is like more of a gag weapon, more than anything else. We'll send it to camp. We'll take that. You never know, we might need to disguise ourselves. Word from the tribunal. Let's read this. Fume? Fum? We see it in you, the thirst, the art, the passion. The trail of cold, bloody murder you have left in your track needs only the finishing touches to grant you a place among his favored. But he requires something truly magnificent. A circus has appeared boasting a collection of misfits and ragtags, but most importantly, a stage. Now comes the performance of your lifetime, and when the curtain falls, the tribunal will be watching. What is this tribunal? I guess we're going to find out. Bitey buddy. Beast cage key. Okay. So we can free these guys if we really wanted to, but I guess that might become a bit of a problem. So they were probably going to sick all of the beasts on these people, and perhaps, had I not save scummed, we may find ourselves in a situation where a lot of these guys died. Maybe. Let's do a quick save, and let's have a chat with various people.
I need a
Patty?
quick word.
You took those bastards down like it was nothing. It was amazing.
You're welcome. Quinton?
Can't believe Tribbles did this. The Tribbles.
Gloria?
I thought you were part of the show at first, but that was real.
Cleet?
You started that fight. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. You're a monster.
What the hell? You need to get your eyes checked then.
Tribbles? He can't be dead. He can't.
I suspect Dribbles is out there somewhere, maybe taken hostage by the Absolute, or the cult of the Absolute. I bet you there's something buried back here.
Something over there.
Hey. Note from Business Lord Popper. Let's have a read. Hi, Ratty. Sorry for killings you, but you, Popper, wanted the tasty hand you found. Lots love, Popper. What? I mean, we'll take it. What is this? Nothing comes up when I hover over it. It looks like a mouse or something. And then there's some cheese. The dead rat. Okay. Well, I'll take the cheese, but I don't know about the dead rat, but... What do I do with a dead rat? I mean... We can't even... send it to camp or anything. I'll just put that back. Anything else I can send to camp? These disguise kits, though, they don't stack, do they? No, they don't. That's a shame. Let me just do a tiny bit of tidying up. Okay, looks good. Now, to continue our conversations, let's have a chat with Fyodor. So, I think he's probably going to have a change of tune.
You fight good. Doppelganger, not so good.
Okay, so I guess he's probably going to be okay with us walking around in this area, in that case. Everyone's up and about. There were a few people sleeping before. Roostabout Vix.
Oh, how could Madame Lucretius let this happen? And what are you doing here? Ad!
I'm just investigating the area, making sure things are safe. Alina?
How could this happen? To Dribbles? To my home? Can't believe we had to rely on a stranger to save us. No offense.
None taken. Something over here. Oh,
Tempers are
no.
rising.
Oh,
It's
man.
clear not everything you find.
Whoopsie, sorry. Meant to open just the crate over there. Alright, so who else should we speak to? I suppose maybe we might want to have a chat with the animals again, just to make sure that the animals are okay.
My skellies will take forever to clean this place up.
My kills, my prey. You took them. Run! I'll find you. Eat you, coward!
Okay, she's still very much upset.
You freed me from hunger's lust.
Forgive me. I was close to killing you, killing everyone. I am ashamed.
Wow, okay. He's completely changed. Definitely not rabid like before. I don't know about opening the cage. If anyone should feel ashamed, it's the circus. They were starving you.
The circus is my family. They rescued me when I was but a youngling. They did not starve me. The other did. He wore the face of Dribbles, or the scent of a stranger. He taunted me, waving bloodied rags under my nose. My mind was worn from the hunger. Thank you for calming me before I hurt my family.
Okay. Should we open the cage for him then, or what's the deal?
May you and your family have full bellies and a warm place to rest. Always. Be well.
I mean, the rest of the circus would open his cage if they felt comfortable doing so, right? I mean, I know I have the key, but...
Plane was a mistake. Oh dear. Screaming children, an oozing corpse, and it's not even my birthday. I thought the Absolute wouldn't dare set foot in my circus. To use such a woeful Dribbles impersonator, why, it's downright rude.
Killing clowns is a rare treat. An impersonator, are you sure?
As much as I love a good murder, my customers don't. The real Dribbles charms animals and makes puns. Awful puns. Not this. Alas, I cannot afford to lose any more staff. Funerals are so very expensive. I need to move the circus. But I cannot leave just yet. Not without Dribbles. He was a star. Customers of every colour and creed simply adored him. I need him back, and I'll shower the person who finds him in love, adoration, and adequate compensation. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, I'll look for Dribbles.
That's the spirit, darling. And remember, I look after those who make me happy. Good luck, and thanks ever so much.
Yeah, I really wonder who can actually become like allies with us and might join us down the road. Highwire Hilda.
This is terrible. The circus is supposed to be a safe place. For us performers at least.
For us performers, at least. So, I think what I might do, I'm just slightly confused and disoriented. I mean, that's pretty much the entire playthrough so far, but I'll have a chat with everyone in the circus once more after what's just transpired, and then I might check on...
Why are you here, huh? Stupid customers. Stupid hygiene code. Stupid job.
I was gonna say, I will check on what's through some of these gates to see if there's anything I can find.
Clown Man is dead. Oh well. Want a treato?
Oh, okay, it's... Oh yes, Popper. That's it. I found a dead rat. And your note. What's this about? A hand?
I found it by the Clown Man's tent. Fought a rat for it and everything's. It's a one-of-a-kind hand with artisanal bite marks. It's worth Lots.
10,000? Damn. Does this have something to do with Astarion? Bite marks? I can get a hand for much cheaper elsewhere. I think that belongs to Dribbles. I need it. Your ringmaster needs it. Come on.
All right. Nama Lucretia says we family. Suppose that means Dribbles was too. Yeah. But don't tell nobodies I gave it to you for free. Got to protect my reputation as a tough business lord.
Clown's severed hand. I wonder if Dribbles' hand has been severed in that case. With a ring on a finger, the ring was smelted with a grinning face on the band. Just quickly examine that. It is a quest item, so I suppose maybe I can hang on to it for a little bit.
As you carved, my darling. He
Yeah.
was simply in denial.
Let's have a chat.
Oh, Dribbles. My wife is heartbroken. Those two would chat from dawn until dusk. Such friends they were. But I'm sure a sizable contribution from an adventurer such as yourself would cheer her up.
Yeah, I still don't know about a statue of ourselves, but let's have a chat with these guys.
Miss Silvertongue says there is nothing to worry about, so there isn't. Carry on.
The, attack is nothing to worry about. Madame Lucretius has everything under control. Enjoy the circus.
Okay, no quests or anything like that from these guys. Ooh. I'll take those.
What's inside? Might be useful.
Seriously, we had to jump all the way up there to grab it? Oh, Lord. Oh, yes, the Djinn. I wonder what the Djinn has to say about the entire situation.
Akabi's wheel is close to you, vile, cheesy one.
Okay. I guess we can't really interact with him anymore because we called him out. Zara? Alright, what do these guys say? I do need to bring Shadowheart with me, don't I?
Please, enjoy the circus. Which will never be the same without Dribbles.
You look a little shell-shocked. Worry not, it's nothing a little music can't fix.
Okay. I guess that might be it. Oh, Becca? No time to talk. Alright then. What about Asumi?
I have no idea what in the hell's happened back there, but I know me and my kid are standing because of you. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Right, maybe Becca's her child. So, I think what we should do is check out what's going on behind these gates, and then on the way back, I'm going to pick up Shadowheart, and then we're going to, you know, see what she says about our relationship. We do have to pay 100 gold for that, but I guess 100 gold is nothing at this stage. Let's try and get through.
Can't keep me out.
Oh, and I should take a look at this new quest that we've just obtained. We've got Dribbles' severed hand. We found a severed hand in the circus shop run by Popper the Kobold. It looks like it belonged to Dribbles the Clown. I mean, with any luck, hopefully he's still alive, but he's going to be missing a hand. I don't know if they've got any magic to mend that sort of stuff.
Unknown child and her dog, who stood watch over her grave. May they be reunited in Ilmater's grace.
Aww.
Millie Runbarrel, killed by the cult of the Absolute. May our martyred father shelter her. Alvin Muffle Fieldwick gave his fortune to the poor, died in the arms of friends. He will be missed.
This guy has a bunch of biscuits on top of his tombstone. I guess it's maybe a bit of an offering. I'll leave it alone.
B. Gardenson gave her life protecting fellow refugees. May the one who endures shelter her.
Bit of balsam over there.
Speak
Olsen,
to me.
you can go grab that. Actually, that's alright, we'll grab it ourselves.
Time to rest.
Geshan Kirkaros built the Open Hand Temple, gave all in his name. We honor their life and legacy.
Bag of holding. Can't slow down.
Wow, look at this place. Absolutely beautiful. And ships are actually sailing through? What? That is so cool.
Narlo Essie. Grief and illness laid ruin, yet her heart held only compassion. The broken god be with her.
And what's the deal with this? Or are they just preparing a new grave? Potentially.
Mikkel Hornkiss gave all to the lepers, fell to the malady himself. He is a beacon to us all. Dominic Sonny lost himself to addiction, but found peace in Ilmater.
I mean... This seems very tasteless, but... Ooh. What the... What? There's an actual body in here. What can you do with that? I suppose maybe you could summon or, like, reanimate it or something if you were a necromancer, maybe. Oh, and you know what, guys? One thing that I do want to do is I want to conjure a woodland being. And it'd be good if we can go into battle with the woodland being in tow already. I could perhaps go with some elementals as well. Just give us some numbers, you know. Maybe I'll go with a minor elemental. Actually, no, I will go with a level 5 spell, so... I just don't know what's going to be good damage-wise. Or should I maybe wait until we know what we're dealing with? I think that's probably a better option, although it will need to waste one of our turns, though. But yeah, having the Dryad with us, though, at this stage is probably decent. And if I'm not mistaken, the Dryad can also summon something else. A Woodwode. And this lasts until long rest, right? So, which means that... Sorry, until short... Yeah, sorry. Until long rest, you can regain the spell after a short rest, but the Woodwode won't disappear until the long rest. So I think that's a good idea, just to have a few more things with us to help us with combat when we need it. Okay, and there's some kind of a, what I assume to be a church, though it might be trespassing though if we tried to go through here. So let's backtrack. One thing that I didn't really do very well, I think, is checking the insides of various tents. Like, did we even see if there's anything worth looking at in Dribbles' tent? There's a hand axe over here, but there doesn't seem to be anything else. I love the additional detail here. So the structure seems to have a hole in it, and perhaps maybe that's how he got kidnapped and replaced by a doppelganger. Could be. Okay, let's not worry too much. Let's come back this way, and I'm going to try and get ourselves past this gate.
Right tool will do the trick.
Someone was also saying that having water might actually be a good idea for situations where we're fighting things that may turn invisible, because you can make them wet, and that's one way you can reveal them. So it might not be a bad idea to have some water sitting around with various characters. A few more supplies, like that. Yeah, okay, this seems to bring us into the church. Again, I'm still making an assumption that this is a church. Doesn't seem to be a lot of people around, though. I mean, with no one around, I may as well take a look at some of these books. Diabolic Tales collected by Grezhnag the Inattentive, Impish Archivist. Entry 18, Smiler the Defiler. If your wanders through Avernus seem to become an awful lot more scenic, luscious woods, big bushes, and the like, you may have wandered into a wily trap set by a creature named Smiler. None of us hellfolk know exactly what he is, where he's from, or how he got here, but he's a nasty piece of work. He's called the Defiler, ain't he? He's not just nasty, plenty folk are nasty here, but he's weird, something's not right. The book continues in a similarly unlightening fashion. Ooh. I'll leave those. Most Holy Sermons of Lashbearer Katrine. The collected sermons of Lashbearer Katrine commissioned on her ascension from Open-Hand Temple High Priest to the house of the Broken God's revered mistress. Oh, piteous tormented, we live in wretched times, so eager is our populace to beg succor from the city's teat, and so readily is such succor available, that our broken God is seldom lamented to. The weeping of the fetid masses should fall righteously onto the blood-burned ears of Ilmater, not into the hands of useless bureaucrats. A query often wets on the tongue of Ilmater's loyal wretches is thus: who does he bid us aid? How must we aid them? The answer is simple. We must give these sordid souls the tools to aid themselves, a working knowledge of the Ilmatari creeds. Unless these unfortunates know to channel their suffering towards the crying God, how is he supposed to intercede for them? Think upon these words, my children. We keep hearing about this Ilmater. I guess maybe this is a church of Ilmater, maybe? Memoirs, Volume 1, Sister Clarwin. Have a read of that. This book details the path in faith of one Shira Clarwin. Moving from the light is how he always phrased it, which I thought was a bit much. A ray of morning light dims this day, he would insist. I just can't really see it the same way. I can comfort, I can listen, I can heal. Of course, my talents are best suited in worship of Ilmater. I have no ill will towards the Morning Lord. Indeed, I think a shaft of his light will always shine in my heart. I worry too. There's something that glimmers in Pa's eyes when he talks about the light, and it's not something I like. I alight to Baldur's Gate next 10 day, to the Open-Hand Temple. Maybe they'll know what ails him. Maybe this is the Open-Hand Temple, because I am seeing these banners here with the open hands. Let's take a look at what's in here. Another scroll. This record, penned by Rector Yanis, consolidates various sermons of Father Lorgan, High Priest of the Open-Hand Temple. Do not, brethren, mistake the wonders of gathered society for the decrees of those atop it. It is the duty of the faithful tormented. It is your duty to know when these decrees beget unjust suffering. It is not an easy duty, it is a duty that will scar your hands from carrying it, as it well should. We must at all times recall a central fact: to suffer is not holy. To suffer is a consequence of holy duty made practice. Ilmater does not enjoy his pain, my friends, he endures it because it is just. Our own pain is an acceptable price to pay, but it is not a good in itself. Some may ask of you, if you are loved by your God, why does he allow you to suffer? Why does he allow anyone to suffer? The question is strong, rhetoric, but the question is strong rhetoric, but it has an answer. One cannot be healed without first being hurt. One cannot truly know joy without knowing its absence. But to live a life full of absence, full of suffering, would be to know only one thing. We enact balance in the name of the Lord on the rack, for it is right and it is just. Goodness, a lot of reading. Was not expecting so much reading in this episode. Sorry, I'm just gonna grab myself a sip of coffee here. Alright, next. The introduction to Latherian by Palmer Unisuga, maybe, reads, it is no exaggeration to say that Corellon Latherian is the primary figure in the pantheon of elves. It is said that his tears mingled with those of Sehanine Moonbow actually created... It is said that his tears mingled with those of Sehanine Moonbow actually created elves. As in all myths, the psychological reverse oblation God gives to his people is interesting. The elven people are not formed from Corellon's hip bone, his throat, his testicles. Instead, they arise from an expression of sorrow. Some scholars frame them, then, as an antidote to his pain. Corellon was, at the time, experiencing loss and feeling of betrayal. More traditional thinking, and here I quote the elven sage Afer Lochwillan, places elves as sad as a species can be. That's a bit brutal. This rings truer for me. Life, after all, deposits its fair share of difficulties on those burdened with living it, and the elves endure a long, long time. Shanties for the bitch queen. I think we've seen that. One Eye. The introduction to One Eye by Palmer Unisuga reads, as Corellon Larethian's diametric opposite, Groomsh, presents a cyclopic portrait of destruction, loathing, and cruelty. Contentious Orcish mythologians have dared, to their credit, to cast Groomsh in the position of spurred sun, prideful and powerful despite foul circumstances, and therefore worthy of absolution, admiration, even faith. Unconvincing as arguments go, when weighed against the dearth of his kindness and mercies, in myth, Groomsh lost his eye to his brother in origin, Corellon. He was following his idiotic pride. Long had Groomsh envied Corellon's grasp of magic, his beauty, and his fixed domains, when he charged Cornea first into the fray. With his maiming, Groomsh presents the singular mythological case where an eye, usually a symbol of insight and greater knowledge, was sacrificed on the altar of utter stupidity. Whew, alright. That was a lot. Any more books we need to be aware of? Oh, there's some notes and stuff like that. More books over here. Divine Rapture of Ilmater. The faded text and battered parchment of this Ixian manuscript date back to 4th century DR, and lo, he walked among us, but for brief and brilliant moment the crying god wept upon our earth with the tears of a most fortunate faithful. He took the cur of Gehenna with most defiled creature of murder, and held it in his immutable embrace, in his most perfect knowing, he walked with it into the sea of fallen stars. The cur clawed and screamed and ripped and tore, but he brooked no quarter, and when the sea ran red with the blood of the divine, the wailing and gnashing ceased. The creature was dead. No trace of his commanded faithful remained, save for a humble iron helm, which washed ashore with nary a scratch or sea rust about it. Prayers of Repent. A book full of furtive prayers for forgiveness to the crying god. It smells musty, as if it's been kept underground for a long time, Lord Ilmater, I beseech you, look upon me and behold my sin. Let it stand before your infinite patience and bulk in its presence. For while I am weak, you stand mighty. Let me be absolved before your weeping majesty, that I may cleanly bear the burden of others in your name. My knees may stagger, my bones may break, my will may fracture, but my faith stands strong on your shoulders, Lord, if you will let it. If you will let it. One more. Right here. Register of Temple Dead Speakers. Oh, another one over here. A death will often cause or in turn be caused by an imbalance of suffering. On such occasions, a priest must commune with the spirit to see if they can address their imbalance. Please list your trained temple dead speakers below. Dead speakers of the Open Hand Temple, Lashbearer Katrine, Sister Clarwin, and Father Lorgan. At the bottom of the page there is a handwritten annotation. Apply for dead speaker training at the earliest opportunity. Can't have none at the next temple inspection. Well, at least we've got one here. Okay, and Easy Furniture's DIY. A practical guide to furniture building. The false-bottomed chest. Now, this false bottom ain't an illusory glamour, but a surefire way of stopping your most precious belongings becoming someone else's. Prying kids, snooping house guests, or even overzealous city watchmen will all be stumped by this simple trick. Construct chest. See Buildin' Bits Volume 2 for more instructions. Cut some wood to the dimensions of your chest's internal base. Make sure to match the grain and hue. 3. Nail in some wine corks to the original base. 4. Punch a wee hole in the new bottom. 5. Drop the new bottom into the chest. 6. If you need to move the false bottom, use a long bent nail to lift it out and peruse the goodies as you please. Okay. And what do we have in this area here? Just a whole bunch of barrels and stuff, maybe supplies. Go back this way and let's try and go through this door. Yeah, it's a little quiet. I was gonna say, this place seems really dead, but
I've said all I have to say already. Now I just want to pack up my kitchen and leave.
there is a massive blood trail, which I'm sort of wondering what the hell that is. Why are you packing up your kitchen?
Soup kitchen's no good if we've no one to feed soup to. Besides, Father Lorgan's gone. Murdered. And now they're blaming a refugee for it.
Oh, okay. So there's been a murder. Can you think of anyone who'd want to kill Lorgan?
Some folk didn't like how he looked after the refugees. But I don't think they'd kill him for it. At least, I hope they wouldn't. That's a scary thought.
Well, we know that there are some people plotting against the refugees and trying to blame them for stuff. So, wouldn't be surprised. There is a hatch over here. Would be good to see what's going on down there, although, I mean, can we? It doesn't show up as red, so we probably could.
Very well.
Look, I need to finish up here. Lots of soup to clean up. Blood, too.
Maybe he was murdered here. This Lorgan fella. Man, there's so much to investigate. Oh, what the hell? Let's go through here first. I think this... Okay, this just takes us back out. Do we do the hatch first then? I suppose. Because then we might have to backtrack here. Why not? Let's jump in. Could there be booby traps? There is a blood trail over here. Okay, a whole bunch of stuff. Nice big baguette there. We do have a lot of supplies. I don't really know if it's still worthwhile picking up all of the supplies or not. But I am trying to be a little bit more... a little bit more... I am trying to do long rests a little bit more often, so trying to use up those supplies. Okay, no traps or anything. Let's bring the party back together. Okay. Take those. Right. Not sure what to expect behind the door here, but about to find out. Yeah, there is a lot of blood here. Heaps of different pathways.
Always room.
I feel like we're getting further and further away from the from the circus, which I do want to get back to. Rites for passing. A book of Ilmatari death rites. This page on the turning is particularly dog-eared. There will come many a time, O worshipful tormented, that you will have to comfort a fateless unfortunate as they pass from this life to the next. Or perhaps even more distastefully, you may be faced with the dying acolyte of a wretched god, keen to shirk the blasted afterlife awaiting them. The Lord on the rack grants us a great many powers, but altering the moral velocity of a soul is one we cannot shift on the deathbed. If one has lived a life of sin, their soul is bound for a sinful place, no matter their final protestations. However, it would do much more harm than good to tell them this. Ilmater does not forbid the speaking of untruth, no matter how polite society deems the act. If it would spare the dying wretch some suffering as they pass, tell them that the weeping god awaits them with his balming embrace. Make them believe whatever torment their soul bears in the realms beyond, it remembers not their body, so spare them at least this final passing moment from hardship. Jeez. On the Weary, Volume 1, Father Lorgan. A collection of Father Lorgan's writings on despondency. Perhaps the hardest suffering to ail is that which dulls, but does not pang. Weariness sits deep within one's soul, but it casts its miring net across the surface, dampening all errant thoughts and feelings in its wake. Malaise of this sort can rot the heart if left to fester, but must be extricated carefully. Above all else, the weary soul knows itself better than you can. Do not condescend, do not assume, do not impose. Simply avail yourself as a tool to the weary. Let them know you can be used however they might need. Let's check the sign over here. Ooh. Maybe a secret door somewhere. Let's just do a quick save. I haven't had any other checks or anything like that to indicate there would be traps, but perhaps maybe this wall here opens. Plea of rest, have we read that? Hastily scrolled and slightly damp plea of rest, requesting to be freed of Ilmater's service for the duration of a 10-day as the rider mourns Father Lorgan. I guess maybe this place is empty because the father has just been murdered? Maybe. An I'm not sure how to pronounce that word, actually. An elegiac fugue in the key of D minor, entitled Ode to the Oppressed. Again, a couple of words that I don't really use very often, so hopefully I did them justice. I do see another sigil over there, which doesn't really have any significance, I guess. I mean, this seems pretty off, but... okay. I have a feeling that we may be fighting all of these corpses once we figure out what this switch does. Perhaps maybe they might animate. But we'll come back to the switch, because I think there's quite a few dead ends here for us to explore first.
Open up.
Plenty more reading.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
Okay. Everyone's just like shuffling their way in. Let's be a little bit careful then. What I might do is get everyone to wait out here, because in case we trigger the trap, at least only one of us is going to be affected by the blast. I mean, I'm making an assumption that it's going to explode. The Would-Be Saint. The book tells the story of a patriarch woman who gave up her fortune to become a cleric of Ilmater in service in the outer city and now seeks to be canonized after her death. Herein is the full true account of my bid to be canonized after my death as Saint Brigid of Ilmater, broken God, he of compassion and mercy, the one who endures. 1 second, guys, I just need a bit more coffee here. I lived a blessed life of every privilege a patriarch woman can fathom. My parents were loving and generous, my community warm, our larder was always full to bursting, but in the years after the death of Saravok, my eyes were opened to the world as it is, a world of pain and danger, a world where evil, if left unchecked, can thrive. I realized that my blessings had a cost. Why had I so much where others had so little? I could no longer remain in the gilded Elysium of the upper city and sought to see the world as it truly was. Bit of holy water there. Glass chalice. Sure. Miracles of the Outer City. A record of alleged miraculous phenomena in the outskirts of Baldur's Gate attributed to Ilmater. Customer of Gildro Anglirian reckons he healed up mighty quick from painful forge burn. Asked if Ilmater had something to do with irksome, talkative gent outside Carmen's powerful agent of suffering. Soup still showing up at refugee camp even after temple closed kitchen. Curious. Man's hands tied together in horse reins claims he's a holy symbol. Manip Nestor reports feeling close to his duty since relocation to the refugee camp. That's the guy we spoke to try and get into the storage area. Sorry for that brief pause, guys. Man, there's just been so much reading. My throat is just really dry, and I'm starting to get some coughing fits now. Oh yes, I do like having quite a lot more healing potions. Yeah, let's disarm this. Actually, yeah, we've got the right equipment on. I think I should at least get some guidance on though.
Action, not reaction.
So let's quickly do that.
No one back home will ever believe this.
Okay, and let's lockpick.
Trouble now.
Ooh, what do we have here? Oh, okay. I mean, that doesn't seem too special. Oh. Just realized that there is a pathway back here.
Have to keep going.
Where does this lead to? Oh my lord. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on back there. Gith and Mind Flayers, I think we've read that. We've seen that. We've seen that as well. Okay, let's head back, and I'm gonna, like, press the button here, and we'll see what it does.
Goes nothing.
Excuse me? Okay. Is there another button somewhere? Maybe over on this side, actually.
Something over there.
There we go. Yeah, I wasn't expecting two buttons to have to press, but I suppose we could have gotten in here through the other route if we really wanted to. What on earth is going on? Some kind of a pathway down there. Some kind of a symbol there. Oh, it's a symbol of the Absolute. So the Absolute might be using this cave system as a way into the city. Okay, we just had a save there, which leads me to believe we're probably going to be dealing with an attack. Oh, there are some people over here.
Why does Dolor get all the finest weapons? You
are a weapon, my sweet.
A sharper one than Dolan. He spends too much time with his prey.
Dolo is an artist. You do well to think on that.
Perhaps these are all doppelgangers?
What now, sir? We go check his place? Perhaps. We'll take one more look here. Then
It'd be good if we can take the high ground and do a sneak attack, but this guy seems to be trained on this opening here, so also I don't know if there are more in this area. Let's do a quick save and let's just open this.
you are a weapon, my sweet.
A sharper one than Dolan. He spends
Just quickly grab this and go back again. Yeah, what could be good is if we went into this and did like a surprise attack. Though I don't know if these guys have anything to say and whether or not that might lead into anything. So there might be a little bit of save scumming involved.
I don't need any attention right now.
What comes now? So be it.
Dolo is an artist. You do well.
Unseen, nature shields me.
Okay, so
Now, sir, we go check his place. Perhaps.
Taking my time in the shadows.
yeah, gonna just be extra careful here and just make sure that we're moving
Light on my feet.
just when he's got his back turned there.
We never get the fun job, Zom.
So once more, I'm going to likely save scum. I just want to see what happens if we show ourselves and get into a conversation, perhaps? No. Okay. Apologies. Should have known. These guys are just straight up enemies.
Be patient, child. Soon.
Okay, so we are going to get a sneak attack in. I just want to see if there's a way we can
I am prepared.
perhaps get the rest of the party in
My sweet.
a sharper one than Dolan.
and get them closer before we even start.
He's going to get us caught.
Dolo is an artist. You do well to think on that.
Okay. Turn-based mode. And I think because now we're in turn-based mode, it'll take a while for them to actually turn around, right? So we should be able to get everyone in. Oh, hang on. No. They are still looking around like nothing's going on.
We never get the fun job, Zom.
Okay.
Be patient, child. Soon.
Let's just take a look at what these guys can do. Multi-attack. Yeah, these guys are likely just doppelgangers. Yeah, it does actually say they're monstrosities. Okay.
You do well to think on that.
Who should lead? That is the big question. I think we get Ice Storm in. And
Still in shadow.
okay, everyone's still still hiding, which is very, very good. I should be able to jump in here, close the distance immediately. Just take a couple of attacks. Actually, we do have ice going on here though, don't we? So that could be a bit of a problem.
As I was taught.
No. No.
Symmetrically and purposefully.
No. They haven't noticed. Okay, right. Yeah, that's the problem there. We hadn't broken everyone off. Should have done that. Will is still hidden. That's good.
Fury. I am death.
Will we slip though? Can take a chance. Very good. Good. Could do another action surge, but I think that's maybe not required.
Enemies abound.
Try and get the Woodwode in and... yeah, we'll try and get an attack in. Okay, good. Let's try and get you in. Oh, okay, she's been discovered.
Nature shall be defended at any cost.
We can get this guy. Why not? I think we're not affecting Will. Can we get Will in to do an attack?
Quiet as a moonbeam.
Good.
Oak Father, shield your servant.
Let's move up a little bit, and then... yeah, I might as well try Lightning Bolt. Okay, they saved, unfortunately. Shillelagh.
It can be subtle sometimes.
Now, blue. Can we get a shot in there without being discovered? Yes, we can. Oh, we didn't do much damage at all. Alright,
Another fight. Let's go. And away I go.
is there anything else we can do? Could do an action surge and just finish off Zom here. If we really wanted to. Or risk the attack. So, is he not going to be able to take an action in his next turn? Maybe. Yeah, I think we just end all of our turns.
None can withstand nature's wrath.
Yeah. That's brutal. Yeah, not going to be able to do too much here, so let's not worry. And I don't think I can really get in to do any attacks or anything like that. Let's maybe move up a little bit. Shillelagh.
Forever dawn.
Will. Yeah, let's finish things up.
I shall see to it.
Oh. Oh no.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Please. Let's end it. Alright. Very good, very good. Solve the open hand temple murders. Okay, right. Trail of blood ran from the open hand temple crypt into a secret passage through nearby caves. We should follow it to find more evidence. Is the brother that we just spoke to complicit, I wonder? Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Alright, first things first though, let's just do a quick search of all of the bodies.
Go. What's in here?
Field report, Deathstalker Zum. Aspirant Dollar is talented, if a touch careless. The dagger he discarded lurks within these caves somewhere, though I know not where. I can smell it. The fear musk from his kills stand in the air after the act because he lets them marinate first. They lie, sit, stock still as the poison fills their limbs with lead, knowing only two perfect facts. They are going to die. There is nothing they can do about it. Crawler mucus. I think we've seen this before. I'll take it. I guess they're slowly trying to fill the denizens of Baldur's Gate with cultists, or at least doppelgangers. So who knows? Who knows who they say they are? You know, like potentially we are going to be dealing with cultists in disguise.
That's curious.
Okay. We'll probably send Quoth through that. And there's all sorts of stuff going on down below. There's a cave entrance. But I think before we even go through that cave entrance, I want to maybe bring Shadowheart to the circus and see if we can just at least complete that part.
And these things have stayed interesting.
Let me just send Quoth through and we'll see if there's anything interesting here. Oh, hang on. I thought Quoth would be able to go through. Maybe not. Alright, well, if he can't go through, then he can't go through. I'm sure we'll find the adjacent room to that. But there's probably going to be something that we do in the next episode, guys. I'm gonna take a break here. Definitely need to give my throat a bit of a break after all of that reading in this episode. I wasn't expecting to, you know, have to read so much. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one as usual. Bye.